Hello, welcome to the presentation of the Navigator and the Explorer in the CERM software. We take the main overview of estimates and we see that there are three parts in this overview. The first part is what we call a navigator, where you can select a number of estimates. For example, I have now selected 811 records. When I click on all estimates of last year, I just have 8 records. This is a function of this navigator. At the right hand side you see these 811 records, and on the bottom part you can see information of the record you click on. On top you have your menu bars. With these parts of your main screen you can do some customization as well. You can, for example, take this part somewhat lower since you are not interested in this text. You can make this somewhat bigger, and you can choose not to display some of the options here of your navigator. These options are to be found in the image navigator option, where you can tell that, for example, you are not interested in the lookup my customer or the lookup a follow-up. You're not interested in all from. Eventually you can even choose not to display the navigator at all, to give some users the possibility to simply start and filter and only see their own list without having the possibility to change. Within the navigator you have the possibility to open or close some of the groups of selections. All this can be stored, can be done here in Options, Save Settings. Whenever I leave my estimates and I go in again, I will see exactly the division in the three parts and the options that I have chosen. Just the same thing can be done in the Explorer. The Explorer is the overview of one quote. For example, this one. I can see here just the same, a navigator within my Explorer and some right hand side information. Whenever I change here at the left hand side, I can see other things at the right hand side. There is even a second part in my navigator, and this is the navigator of the estimate that I have chosen within my quote. Suppose I go to my estimate on the HP, I can choose and see things at the right hand side of my HP. When I choose my nilpeter, I can see at the right hand side the description of my nilpeter. Here as well I can choose to widen up these things or make them somewhat smaller and do the Files, Options, Save Settings. Whenever I go out and I go in again, this will exactly be as wide as I have chosen. As last information, you can see that in some modules there are in fact two navigators combined. One for the calculations, of course 1215, much more than the number of estimates, 811, everyone of course with their own navigator options, here being the calculations the lower half of the options, as you can see here. Thank you for watching. the navigator and the explorer of the SERP software.